Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Homestead Arcana. It is a magical farm sim that just came out earlier today on Steam and the Microsoft Games Pass, which I just was browsing and it was like, oh yeah, here's a game you don't recognize, so that means, I don't know. I know nothing about this game, but it looks neat. I'm a huge sucker for farm sims where it's not, like, reality, if it makes sense. Oh, that's interesting. It's kind of a nice body type slider. I don't know, let's go with that. What is our name? Our name is, of course, Wabo. Alright, and anything else that I can mess around with? No, I think not. Alright, Wabo the Frontier Necromancer is ready to go. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm actually going to have Necromancy, because I don't think that matches the vibe of this game. But whenever I make a character, I always try and make the weirdest, most ghoulish creation possible. Most of the time. If I'm playing an MMO where I have to see the character forever, then I'll actually consider making them look a little bit more reasonable. So like my Final Fantasy XIV character looks quite nice. My Warframe, my Warframes.
The world was not
hello.
always covered in miasma. As a matter of fact, we used to live all over the surface of the earth, in scattered outposts and bustling cities. Whether it was by divine punishment or by consequence of human greed, we lost all those things, and more. These days, folks live on barren mountaintops, fearing the day the miasma's fog rises high enough to poison what little land there is left. Certainly, there were a brave few who tried to stem the tide, but they paid dearly for it, with nothing in return. No, there is little hope for long-term survival now. Instead, towns like Little Rock endure to thrive as much as they possibly can. With the time they have left, they establish initiatives like the Homestead Arcana program, which places witches of age at lower elevations, so they may cultivate plants for back home. With the lack of viable land, this means witches settle right next to the border where the miasma lies. Though Little Rock Council cannot officially take action, they strongly advise these witches to avoid the miasma at all costs. For fear of death, or worse.
All of a sudden, I'm actually kind of worried that I made a weird, ghoulish-looking character, and I'm going to want to play more of this game. I love the idea of pushing back against,
This is your stop, ain't it?
pushing back against miasma, the darkness, and whatever, and kind of building a civilization in
Got
it.
everything on you, bud? Mm-hmm. Thanks for the ride, Abraham.
Yep. Well, see you later. Son willing, of course.
Boy, that is, Gooby.
All right, let's mosey on down.
I'm slightly regretting my decision to be a weird vampire, but you know what? Whatever. It's fine. I did not expect my cat to have such a mature voice. I think that's Yuri Lowenthal. I wasn't exactly paying attention to the credits. I was mostly just looking at the visuals. I really like that tree over there. I was talking about this in another game recently. I guess yesterday. How much I really like fantasy worlds that don't look real. And so having, yeah, this big kind of goopy nonsense right next to me, but then also very fantasy looking trees and environments and whatnot instantly make a fantasy game so much more interesting to me. As compared to, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good example. I like Skyrim, but I hate the world of Elder Scrolls. Oh, shoot, whatever it's called. Like, their systems are great, but the only game from the Elder Scrolls series that I liked has been Oblivion, or Oblivion Morrowind, because it was super fantasy
There
looking.
it is, the Dust Eater. That means we've reached our spot. This place is hardly changed. Well, except for all that miasma.
You been here?
Yeah, and Matilda's old homestead is somewhere in that canyon. Of course, it's covered in miasma now. Who knows what's left? Anyway, Councilman Narrows has given me the honor of overseeing your initiation rites. Normally, he'd be running it, of course, but I've only been back for a week, you know? I wanted to see for myself how much you've improved since I last saw you. So the first rite is to establish a home. After all, you can't be a homesteader without a home. Unfortunately, you'll need to start off with a tent. Not the most sturdy of structures, but gotta start somewhere.
Alright, special placeable item can only be placed in certain ideal spots. Get tent. Here's a question. Can I go into settings? Auto read dialogue, that's good. Dialogue typewriter speed, cranking that to maximum. No reason for that to be slow. Toggle running. Let's see, audio. I'm gonna crank this down a smidge. I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Because good, voiceover is a separate setting. It is not a Wanderbot video without me messing around. Can I save? Oh, save to slot. There we go. Without me messing around with the sound settings at least a little bit. So where's my stamina? Oh, it's a toggle run. I was just holding shift like a fool. Okay, how do I actually... Nope, that's lift mode. Place my tent. I guess I gotta... There we go.
Yeah,
Place tent.
That'll keep the elements out. Probably. Maybe. Don't worry. You'll get the materials to build a proper house before long. Just like your Aunt Matilda did. Now, the second rite demonstrates your botany know-how. You'll need to plant a seedling and then make it grow. We'll start with a Little Rock favorite. Corn.
Okay, corn seedling. Plantable item. The humble beginnings of a tall stalk of corn. Few sprouts are poking out of the bag already. Alright. Let's see. Missing shelter upgrade. Can't do anything with that. I'm assuming this is my... Plant the corn seedling. I guess I'm just going to try planting it. We'll just see what happens. Can I put this... Where can I put this? Here? Ah. So it's got to be within range of the tree.
Right. Now I want to see you cast a watering spell.
Alright. Tend corn. Move. Water.
That should help it grow. At least a little. Of course, channeling is much more effective. You do know how to channel, right? Stop
Remind me?
pulling my tail. I've seen you channel before. Channeling is that thing you do where you pull mana from the earth and guide it through the plant, making it instantly grow. You know, channeling. Now stop making me look like a fool and show me you can channel.
Oh, I see. So we gather all of this stuff up. And then bring it into it and pull it upwards. Am I done? I think so. When the yield is ripe, you can harvest it. With no tool active, I guess it looks like I can do this multiple times. I seem to have a limited number of mana potions in the bottom left. It looks like I also have health. Well, I guess we're just going to channel a couple of times to just get this corn up to maximum. I don't actually know what it's going to look like, and honestly, I feel kind of bad for this corn. Okay, that's not the end? Wow. Oh, if it's purple, maybe that's the maximum then. Oh, you over-channeled the plant, now it's blighted. Channeling too much will infect your plants with miasma. Sick plants will stop growing. They'll heal over time, or you can make liquid sunlight to heal the plant. Should really look out for signs, mana getting purple. All that stuff. You have to wait until the plant heals. Though, Huck might know a better solution. You don't remember much about Aunt Matilda, but you do recall that she has a knack for making useful elixirs. I mean, okay. Harvest corn? Okay. Material used for crafting consumables. Staple maize. Fast growing and plentiful. Most households eat it daily. Only a few know about its applications in witchcraft.
Imagine if you couldn't channel, huh? Your plants would take forever to grow. Of course, you don't want to overdo it and blight the poor thing. All things in moderation, right?
Could have warned me beforehand.
Second rite is complete, and now time for the third. You'll prove yourself as a witch by building a cauldron and then brewing spell potions. Now, I can't just give you a cauldron. That's part of the witching test. But technically, a workbench doesn't have anything to do with being a witch, right?
Okay, placeable item used for crafting. Well, let's harvest the other corn. Okay, looks like we've properly grabbed them, and ooh. Okay, place the workbench. I guess it doesn't matter where? No, looks like I can put it anywhere, except for too close to my tent. Huh. I was kind of hoping I could put it up here, but I guess I'm just gonna have to find a good spot for it. I guess over here next to this wall isn't a terrible idea.
Don't mean to nag, but are you sure that's the best place for it? Try moving it to a better spot.
Really? Alright. So we can pick it up and we can rotate it. We can move it places. Doesn't look like I can rotate it.
Not sure if that's a good spot for anyway.
Okay, I can move it whenever.
A cauldron. You'll need wood for the foundation, lavender for purification, and metal for the, well, cauldron. You can get some of those things in the meadow to the north, but that's blocked off. Luckily, I have all the ingredients you need.
Alright, material used for crafting. Yeah, there's a lot of little lore for all of these different things. Okay, so swap side. So we've got recipes, workbench. Well, that's inventory. Okay, workbench. Crafting stations, basic cauldron. Craft? Looks like I just hold it down. Oh, it's kind of this automated weird hammer thing. I'm assuming later crafts are going to take longer, so I'll want to just leave it. Okay, placeable item.
Nice. All it needs now is something brewing in there, and you'll be a real witch. Which brings me to the third rite, potion making. With what you've currently got, you'd only be able to make a ripple potion. But that's alright. Ripple is plenty useful. Oh, right, you need silver. Before you ask, I do have some on me, but, these will be the last of the handouts.
Alright, silver. Currency also used for crafting. The only existing currency left in the world, plentiful enough that witches also use its malleable properties for their spells. Alright, so first and foremost, build the cauldron. I'm not going to think too hard about placement. Eventually we'll move things around. Okay, potions, ripple spell. I don't know how many of these I can make. 2, looks like. Okay. Oh, so that kind of clock thing determines its how long it has till it's done. Oops. Exit lift mode, gather cauldron. Oh. I was hoping I'd made more. Oh well. Spell potion highlights items, creatures, and sight ranges. One of the first spells a young witch will learn, as it is easy enough to craft.
People are always losing things, right? And Ripple is great for finding stuff. So this will be a bestseller for sure. Anywho, you've just completed the initiation rites. So you're now officially a part of the Homestead Arcana program. Congratulations. Your reward lies in... Oh no.
What's wrong?
But you have to understand the Miasma tides are unpredictable. When I hit it a week ago, the border was a good 10 yards away. What I'm saying is, I think your prize is in the Miasma.
That's no good.
Yeah, it's not good at all. I was hoping it wasn't going to come to this. Well, not so soon anyway. When you're ready, meet me by the border and listen to my instructions, okay?
Poor plant. Goofed you up. Okay, so where am I supposed to go? Oh, that's interesting. Well, I'm just gonna assume it's down here or something. That's an ominous looking hole. Do we know where? I'm just gonna assume it's down here for the time being. He said meet me by it.
Where are you going?
Wait, what? Oh, talk to him. I see.
All right. As soon as you walk through that veil, you're gonna be breathing miasma. And you're really gonna feel it in your lungs. That's why it's important that you find the reward as soon as possible. It's in a crate not too far from here, but it might be hard to see it. Drinking a ripple potion will enchant your sight and help you see better. Come on, give it a sip.
It is not a Wanderbot video without me messing with the settings a little bit. Oh, stupid tutorials in the way. It's fine. The music was just getting a little loud. Okay, so we want a quaff potion. Let's see, it doesn't say how long it's gonna last. You feel the sweet and sharp tang of the spell go down your throat. Alright, you should be able to cast it now. Okay, casting part 1. Once the spell's equipped, it'll last a certain amount of time, beginning by casting... Okay, so press 1 to cast the spell. I'm gonna wait until we're in, though. No!
Notice how I'm big and bright? Anything important will light up like I do. Okay. Don't stay too long in the miasma. Keep an eye out for a wooden crate. It shouldn't be too far from the entrance.
Alright. There it is. Looks like there's other stuff, too. Okay, blasting powder. Used to clear pathways blocked by pink porous crystal. Incredibly rare item nowadays, as its crafting materials can only be found in locations covered in miasma. Okay, it doesn't look like I'm allowed to go much further. But I'm gonna be greedy. Oh, that's tend to plant. I don't see anything else here, and yeah, I've got enough health. So it seems like I'm going to be going in there often.
You okay? Are you dizzy? How's your breath? Your blood pressure?
I'm fine.
You sure? Maybe it's some miasma talking. Either way, we need to get you some food. The box had blasting powder, right? You should be able to use it to destroy the pink stone that's blocking the path up north. Over there, we should be able to get you a quick bite to eat.
But yeah, I'm a huge fan of survival sandbox games where you're slowly kind of delving out, expanding how much land you have access to. It's, I'm trying to think of good examples of games that work in this manner. Oh, to the western field. This is probably over here somewhere. He said up north. But that seems like a long path to possibly nowhere. Now, it doesn't look like it can jump or anything, so it looks like we're much more on rails than I thought. It's fine. I'm trying to think of good examples. I like Forager was kind of one where it wasn't like you're pushing back against the darkness or anything. It's your... let's see. What is this? I have no idea. Just a thingamajig, but I can't do anything with it at the moment. There's the crystal. But Forager, you were slowly expanding the land you had access to. You see now there are wild plants everywhere. You bet you could even find a bush of metal if you looked hard enough. But first you need to find an apple. If only to make your familiar worry less. It looks like I need food to heal. That's fair. Oh right, we have this too. Any little mushrooms? No. But we have some things to interact with. Okay. Character movement. Okay, crab apple. Used for crafting, only found in the wild, consumable. Mildly sweet and incredibly juicy. The possibilities are endless.
Crab apple. Give it a bite.
Oh, that kind of crab apple. Okay. Might as well grab all of these. Oh, interesting. I can move the parts around for some reason. Huh. Weird. I bet that's useful for something. We also have a wild onion. Yeah, I'm just gonna snag some random stuff. Because some of these are going to be maybe helpful. Let's see. Can I channel into this one? Yeah, looks like it. Oh, there we go. So can I just harvest this multiple times? Yeah, looks like it. So if I want more wild onions, I can just snag as many of them as I want. Interesting. I'll have to grow more, but right now I'm just kind of looking around. Oh, we got a journal. Home has consumed my thoughts of late. Perhaps I've spent the same number of moons here as I did during my upbringing in Little Rock. I can never get them to understand why I applied to the program. They're still trying to get me to come home, but I can't. I don't want to. So much work to be done. The wilds are more my home now than Little Rock ever was. Maybe someday, if they venture outside the village and see the state of our fields, they'll begin to understand. Topher Cloves, Summer 19th, 189. Looks like we've got some more wild onions around. Oh, he wants me to eat the apple. I guess I should probably do it.
You should keep looking around here, by the way. Lots of wood, metal, various herbs and spices. Now, I understand that you might want to explore the Miasma some more, but there are other things you can be doing. For example, Abraham should be coming back any time now, and when he does, he'll have useful things to buy. And oh, I think you have mail. You should always be checking your mail. Never know what's gonna be in there.
Okay. Oh, is the yellow bar underneath how tired I am? Probably. Compost. I should probably be using my search spell more often. Tend catnip. Okay, well we have compost. No valid targets. Oh, I see. Catnip flower. Used in many concoctions, but mostly widely known as ingredient in plant medicines, such as liquid sunlight. Its effects on felines are weaker than the leaves. Okay, so we're just supposed to gather them in. So we can channel per route. I don't actually have to click here. We just want to bring it all back and then guide it to its destination. But we can't over-channel because if we did, things would go badly for me. There we go. I don't know if there's an upper limit that we really need to worry about, though. It's like the last one's having maybe a problem, or not. One way or another, I think I'll just leave it as is for the time being. So we also have a birch tree. Can I not... Yeah, it doesn't look like I can do anything with the tree at the moment. Supposedly there's, like, wood... Whoa, how big is this? This, goes for a ways? Or maybe not. Maybe we're at an upper limit here. Nope, I can just keep going. Cool. Why would you ever not run in this game? It just keeps extending further. I think we're kind of at an upper limit, though. Oh, we have saffron. Cripes. Threads collected from styles of saffron flour. A subtle spice used for special meals. Yeah, no kidding. Saffron is, like, crazy expensive. But did I not get all three? I have no idea. I'm being slightly hasty because watching that animation is going to get slightly tiresome. Hopefully I collected everything and it was just... I don't know. Oh, metal plant. Harvest a metal cluster. Okay, we could get some more out of this. Do we want to? I guess I might as well. There we go. Yeah, I don't necessarily know how much time I want to spend harvesting into each of these things. Let's see. That one's not ready. Did I miss one? I must have. Oh well. Fine, we'll leave it as is for the time being. I'm just gonna snag what I've got. I'm not in any immediate rush. Yeah, so, okay, we don't have to wait for that animation to play. Once it's played, it's played. Okay, I've only got a little bit left. Here's the question. There's a journal over there, but doesn't look like I can get to it at the moment. So I guess we'll just ignore it. Let's see, wild onion. Or are we just back where we were? Oh, come full circle. Okay, so it's not nearly as big as I thought it was going to be. And I think I saw some compost over here, and maybe up there. I like the idea of having a search spell. It's a little weird that all of our spells are limited based on potions that we've made, but maybe that's not that weird. Is there even anything left here? Nah, it doesn't look like it. Can I hop down? The answer is also no. I don't think I'll have to come back, though. Yeah, I'm betting that meter below my health is just my my endurance, and my character is going to tuck her out eventually, and need to go home and rest. Which means my character can go for, it's probably a full day's worth. Some games like Stardew Valley have you go, well, you run out of energy real fast if you're doing farm work. That's probably where the trader goes. So here's the question, do we have any recipes? Anything else I can craft while we're here? Crafting stations. Probably not that. Scarecrow, homestead improvement, storage chest. Details? Wood. Oh, we still haven't figured out how to get wood. Waymarker. Nope, can't do anything with that. Okay, so where's the parcel bird? I was told I had mail, but... Here? Mail perch. Oh. Open mail. Wabo. This is a reminder that the purpose of the Homestead Arcana program is the delivery of supplemental goods as required by the Little Rock Council. Occasions may arise where a shortage occurs, and there's a delicate balance of crops, potions, materials, and other supplies. Oh, as there's a delicate balance of those things. Under such circumstances, you'll pay double for the completion of that job. Oh, we will pay double for the completion of that job. You're doing Little Rock a great service. Remember, this is where you came from, Homesteader. It's what all this is for. Councilman Wilmer Narrows. Seems kind of... Oh, and then we also have the parcel bird, do we? Send letter. Mon Pops. Regarding farming. Okay, but where's the... I received a letter from the mail bird. Oh, the parcel bird. Wapo, we're so proud of you. Without folks like you joining the Homestead Arcana program, I'd fear Little Rock's livelihood. Or, I'd fear for Little Rock's livelihood. I'm having the hardest time reading this text. Instead, we managed not only to survive, but thrive. Pops, Zeb, and I are all going to miss you. But we know you're doing very important work, and so we'll support you as best as we can. To start you off, sent over some of your favorites. Pumpkin pie. Take the pumpkin pie.
Always check your mail. And your packages, too. Never know what you'll get. And, make sure to take advantage when Abraham's here so you can sell your produce for silver. Wait, I already said that, didn't I? Look, I know you want to go back into the Miasma. Just remember when you're in there that the town still needs you. When you want to go back in there, talk to me. I'll give you a device that'll help you breathe easier.
Pumpkin pie. There might have been a little bit more to that one. That letter, but whatever. Let's see. Do I want to go back in? How much does the pumpkin pie heal? A lot. So we should probably just eat more apples. Oh, it looks like it gets me some energy, too. Let's see. Can I sort inventory? Yes. Because we've got a fair bit of compost to work with. Yeah, what I wanted to see is if I could cook anything. I guess not, so I guess it's back to exploring the Miasma then. I might spend some time specifically harvesting apples. Just so I can have a, not an endless supply of health and energy. Burp.
This is a mask for protection. It won't stop the poison from reaching your lungs, but it'll slow it down. Tilly, your Aunt Matilda, found it years ago during one of our expeditions. Again, it's not going to make you invincible, and it definitely won't protect you from the wildlife out there. But it's better than nothing. Anyway, if you're insisting on going out into the Miasma, you might as well try and find something useful, I guess. Tilly's old homestead isn't far from here. Maybe you can find her grill. And that way you don't have to keep eating raw apples and corn.
Alright, so do we have the mask? Ah, filter, 4 minutes. I gotta find the grill, I guess. That's that's like an eerie plague doctor mask that we just jammed through our face. You know what? Why not? I'm not going to question these things. Alright. So I've got a couple of minutes before it actually starts hurting me. Which is good, because I don't necessarily know what I'm up to or where I'm going. What is this thing? Read hint, pick up compost, lavender seedling. Nice. Compost, and a vision of the claimed. While hunting for treasure, I passed out at some point, and when I woke up, all the things I gathered were gone. They returned to where I found them. A sign from the sun, possibly. I'm hopeful that so long as I get out of here conscious, the miasma won't take the goods back. All this salvage, all the rare plants, they're simply too valuable to leave be. Open stash. Let's see. Oh, transfer stack. Got it. Treasure. Fruits I haven't seen in ages. Usable silver and linen. Even recipes for things I'd never heard of. And they seem to appear randomly without reason. Huck always makes it a point to demonize the miasma, bless his heart, but I don't think he understands how useful it can be. Cannot wait to show him what I found. Tomato seedling. Okay, so I want to turn around roughly at the 2-minute mark. If I can. I'm curious what this is. Missing item. So that ain't it. Letter from Marvin. Tilly, I'm sorry so many moons have passed since my last letter, sis. I've had my hands full with the kids. Wabbo's already developed a penchant for magic, and Zeb's found an affinity for fabrics. I sense a lot of you in Wabbo, fascinated by the mysteries of the world, rarely satisfied with the answer given, and always falling into trouble. I know you always wanted me to come with you, but you ought to understand we have different callings in life, and mine is looking after these children. I'm sure Huckleberry's treating you well, Marv. Is this a letter from your pops? Okay, this doesn't look passable. Who the heck is the grill? Ain't that. Ain't that. Not over here. Unless it's this mess? Old blanket. And a journal. The Fielding Gilbert method. Examining the effects of miasma spread and corruption have yielded critical results in the efforts to cease its spread. This led to the establishment of the Fielding Gilbert method. This requires concocting a fertilizer that's poured into a miasma scar, wherein the inner dust eater burrows into the infected earth and absorbs the miasma. The roots, if able to prosper, are also able to act as also doubles as suture for the terrain wound and seal the pocket from lethal miasma bursts. While monumental in the Academy's campaign to eliminate the miasma, the Fielding Gilbert method is ... Yeah, I'm not seeing the grill. I very possibly could have missed it. It could be up here. Oh, that's the homestead there. I don't have much time, so I gotta boogie. I think we're just gonna grab and run. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. Cotton seedling. At least this doesn't take time. I need my seedlings more than anything else. Okay. Actually, in that case, inventory is full. We're just getting out of here. Looks like I should have no trouble making raids on the miasma-laden zones. I just have to make a couple of trips because we do not have enough space. So yeah, let's take everything out and then bring it back in. I was wondering how the heck I was supposed to explore this area, all things considered. There's also that weird tentacle plant that I'm going to stay very far away from because I'm pretty sure it's going to hurt me. That looks like the exit right there. It looks like there's another one there. But I think what we want to do is figure out how to make another Dust Eater and plant it ourselves. So miasma items freed, they're all good to go. Still haven't found the grill, but we can do a lot of other things in the meantime. Because I think I'm going to need... Oh, I'm going to need that storage chest, which means I'm going to have to figure out how to get wood. If I can. At the very least, we can drop off a bunch of those seedlings. Okay. Blocked place. I don't know if we need to worry about this too much. Water. Channel. The thing is, I don't actually want tomatoes at the moment. I just figured I'd channel it so it's got at least a little bit going on. Okay, plant the next. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do too much. So let's just burn what I have. Burn. There. So those will hopefully grow, or I'll manually grow them. So we also have compost. Oh. You mean to tell me I could have stacked these like a long time ago? That's slightly obnoxious. Alright. Tools, waymarker, storage chest, details. I still need the cotton bowl, though. Well, what can I make here? Potions. Just this one? That's unfortunate. Let's see. I don't have anything useful here. I can sleep and missing shelter upgrade. That's the package hutch. Oh, we might have a letter? Open mail. Wabo, it's Principal Clerk. I'm so proud to hear you were selected for the Homestead Arcana program. Always a talented witch. I'm afraid I have ill tidings. The windstorms have been worsening and the schoolhouse has sustained serious damage. We'll put classes on hold if we don't get materials soon. I'm not sure we'll have the place to teach anymore. If you have anything to spare, we could really use your help. Let's see. Wabo, I'm not sure if me or Pops are the most suited to offer farming advice. You've got the greenest thumb in the family. Only experience I had was when I was young. We had a small garden that my ma grew. Our herbs weren't that plentiful, but they were flavorful and they were ours. What matters is attention and care. Look after your crops. They'll return the favor. Okay, send a letter to June Clerk, the Academy. Okay, and I have a lot of these things. Oh, it's just hunger. Yeah, I'm just gonna eat the corn that I have. We also have the wild onions. Yeah, I'm just gonna jam them in my face. I don't think we want to do anything with the saffron at the moment. And yeah, can't do more with the catnip flower. Oh, other question. Looks like the filter's recovered, so I can just go back out there. I guess let's do it, grab the grill. I'll have to figure out how to get wood at some point. Let's see. Because I'm not going to be able to plant or do pretty much anything until I can get my hands on wood and cotton. Cotton's the other limitation. But I figure I'm not going to be able to build that, whatever that required Dust Eater compost thing. Oh, yeah, that's kind of eerie over there. I'm probably not going to be able to make any progress until we actually get that grill and kind of keep following this tutorial. I almost kind of wish the game just took the training wheels off and the cat would just comment on what I'm doing as opposed to, like, telling me what I need to do when and where. I always struggle with tutorials because I feel like they take away the thrill of discovery from the most important parts of the game. Maybe the most important part of the game. I don't know. It's one of those that, like, for me, my favorite part of every game is the first hour or two. Up close, the grill seems fairly seems fairly simple in construction. You'd likely need wood, metal, and maybe an onion to season the pot. Top of the grill, you notice a jar with a note on it. To whoever has the means to continue my work, I discovered a way to expedite dust eater growth. Combined with a Fielding Gilbert method, there is tangible hope of fighting back against the miasma. Take this specialized fertilizer and pour it down the offending miasma scar. Within seconds, a dust eater should bloom, seal the Earth's wound. The world wasn't always like this. We can still heal our land. The note really built up this jar. You wonder if Huckleberry knows something about, and if he'll willingly reveal anything. Jar of something. Okay. Talk to Huckleberry, but we also have a treasure chest with some wood in it. Useful. And there's a journal. Summer 77th, 207 YF. Sun bless my return. Oh yeah, there are multiple pages. My return from the miasma today. Though my journey was unsettling, the cloud around me stirred, but nothing was visible through the dense fog. I can only describe what I felt as a presence. Maybe it was the miasma itself, like something was observing me, like I'd been observing the miasma. My eyes are beginning to droop. Haven't seen Huck all day. Hope he knows his way back. Huck finally returned to camp. Apparently he made some friends with the local hoppers and got a little sidetracked. That scamp. Also found the remnants of the academy. Studies on combating miasma spread, and mentions of eradicating it permanently. I wish more saw the value in their research. It's delight mixed with darkness out here. Though, I guess that's true regardless of where you hang your cloak for the night. Bless the sun, I made it out of the miasma alive today. I was looking for scars. Close to finding one too, I'm pretty sure. But perhaps that's why what happened happened. It was like my filter clogged even though it was freshly crafted. After emerging from the cloud, its presence lingered, like I'd brought a piece of the miasma back with me. Huck disappeared again. I trust him to find his way back, but after today, I may ask him to stick a little closer. Okay, can I go in? I'm learning recipes. I'm not sure from where. Okay, I've got plenty of time. And then we've got this thing. What are you? A lesser miasma plant. Harvest it. Material used for crafting a small organic bulb with a little bit of miasma gas. Certain members of the Academy theorized it could be used to create strong gardening implements, but the recipes vanished along with the Academy itself. Interesting. Okay, can't do anything else with this. Okay, and we also got the fence recipe. Do we have anything interesting back out here? Doesn't look like it. Since I'm on the clock, I'm a little zippy. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can go inside or do anything else. The grill is in shambles, and it looks like everything else here is done for. I guess I have to go talk to Huckleberry. What I'd like to do is just go interact with the Scar, but I guess I'm not allowed to do that until I talk to Huck. You know what? I've got some time. Let's see if I can sequence break this. Like I said, tutorials, I feel like, take away a lot of my agency as a... Oh, I see. It takes away a lot of my agency as a player for the first hour or 3 of a game, and really takes away all thrill of discovery and instead puts you on rails. God, I need to write an essay on this one. And I find for some games that's important, for other games it's such a massive detriment, to the point where it kind of ruins a game for me. Okay, you? Dangerous? Well, we can pick up some silver. No. So yeah, let's just yoink that. Because if that's not actually harmful, then I can freely go through. I don't know about over here. Because I'm still looking for cotton as the one thing I'm lacking. Haven't found yet. Oh, 10 silver. I'm sure I'll need more of this. And so in this case, it doesn't feel like I'm necessarily playing much of a sandbox. I'm just kind of on rails. It doesn't necessarily bother me that much. Oh. Creepy witch. That might have even been the aunt. We have yet to figure out what happened to her.
You're back. Do you have the grill? Wait. I know what that is. stayed intact.
What is it?
It's something your aunt and I came up with. A special kind of fertilizer, but not one you'd use in your garden. You might have seen a scar already. There are these huge cavities in the earth that let out all this miasma. But according to the Academy journals, deep inside those scars are dust eaters, just like the one on your homestead, only stunted. So in theory, you pour this fertilizer into the scar, and the dust eater instantly grows full size, soaking up the surrounding miasma.
What?
I said in theory. Truth is, Tilly couldn't get it to work. We didn't know if it was the location, the age of the tree, or what, but it didn't seem to do anything. And she died before we could do any more tests. You're still welcome to try, of course. Just don't get your hopes up, all right, bud?
Alright, used on miasma scars. Original recipe is concocted by Matilda Gardner. This fertilizer uniquely affects miasma scars to grow the dust eater saplings hiding underneath. Alright. I guess I'm just gonna go back. I mean, it's a quick jaunt back in. Toss it in and we'll see what happens. But I think part of the reason why I take so much umbrage specifically with like long or handholdy tutorials, especially as a content creator, is that like I often only get the chance to play the first hour of a game. Anything beyond that is usually stuff that I wouldn't include in a video because it would be kind of awkward. I'd have to like skip forward a bunch, potentially skip past like major plot points or other such things. And so the more handholdy a tutorial is, especially in that first hour, the less likely I actually even get the chance to play a game, and instead I more feel like I'm just kind of on this on-rails experience. So it doesn't look like it gets rid of the miasma, but it gets rid of that thicker barrier that I could not pass. Presumably. But I might be able to expand it. The dust eater is sprouted. The miasma seems to be slightly less. You're not sure. Perhaps Huckleberry might know more. We also have some sulfur. We're making blasting junk. Well, let's continue on just for a little bit more. Because yeah, so far, apart from some random wandering and resource gathering, it really does kind of feel like I've just been following the preset path set forth by this game. It's not necessarily a problem. Miasma creatures will attack if they detect you. Cast Ripple to reveal their sight range. Well, I plan to sneak into the academy to see if there's anything salvageable, but those hoppers, and you take one step too close and they attack. I'm wholly unprepared. Ripple would at least let me see their range of sight. I require more corn. Is that a hopper? Oh yeah, they're little like bunny things, kind of hanging out in there. Yeah, let's go get some more corn. Unfortunately, my corn is scuffed, so I can't do much with it at the moment. And hopefully I get to expand the miasma here at some point, or the dust eater, to clear this whole area entirely. But what's more likely is I'm going to be opening up like fast travel locations, shortcuts. That's probably the case, because we had some blastable rock earlier. But shortcuts and maybe like a longer lasting filter as well. And then eventually we'll clear this out. Still would prefer to be able to like push it back and get more land for myself, but this area seems way too like hand designed and not useful for sandbox activities. Which is a bit of a shame. I am super interested in the core hook that we're being given so far. Diving into the miasma to find like recipes and items and stuff sounds really cool. I think I just wish it was a little bit more like freeform.
So a dust eater sprouted from the ground and a wall opened up. Well, that must mean the miasma got a little weaker, right? We just need to make more of this stuff. You still have the jar, don't you? I bet you have enough fertilizer left over. You probably just need to add a little filler. For this level of miasma, I think cotton will be fine. Just liquefy it in the cauldron and pour it into the same jar. That should do. What I'm more worried about is the filter in that mat. I guess keep an eye out if you find a way to improve your mask.
Accidentally right-clicked there. Topics can be used while chatting or writing letters in order to progress quests.
How's it going?
Let's
what do you want
chat.
to talk about?
Let's see. Farming.
Hey, do you remember remember your first was... Now, what was it? Well, it was a flowering plant, you know what?
Daisies.
I think you're right. Damn, I remembered you cared for those
Wow, there's a
flowers
lot of
more
this
than you
stuff.
cared for yourself. It seemed to pay off, though. Really showed the power of tender loving care right there. What I'm trying to say is...
Yeah, I'm gonna skip past some of that dialogue, seeing as there's a lot of it. There's way more interactions with this cat. Or there are way more interactions about this cat than I would have expected. Ask someone worldly about masks. Gotcha. So it doesn't look like my plants are going to grow on their own, but I might also just be able to pass the time, which is, yeah, something I guess I could do. But I think what I want to look into is basic grill details, but I'm going to need wild onions again and wood. Well, we have wood. Oh. Let's sleep. One of my maximum potion flasks has disappeared. So that might be one of those where I specifically lose access to my upper limit. Nope. That's interesting. Or it's because I'm hungry. Yeah, there it is. I see. So I normally have 3 potions, but if I'm above the upper limit, or like above the halfway point on my health bar, or hunger bar, then I get an extra chunk of health. That makes sense. I guess the next order of business for me is just to figure out how to get wood and cotton. We haven't found either of those. And we might as well snag some crab apples while we're here, because boy, that's a lot. Okay, do I have anything else here? No. I don't think I can gain wood off of this tree. So we could tend to that one. It looks like the wild onions do just come back over time. So we need more of those. But I'd still want to find cotton and wood. At least in some degree. There might be more in there. It looks like we've got this big area, and I was right about the shortcut. Let's see, this is metal plants. Which, yeah, just seem to regrow on their own. So I need to think about that. I mean, nice to have all these resources waiting for me. Definitely the kind of thing I'd like to be able to just bring back with me, but whatever. Oh. That's like an actual thing there. Also, I'm pretty sure harvest birch. Yep, wooden birch bark. I was wondering why I couldn't interact with that previously. I guess I just wasn't doing it right. So what's up with this? Because there's some kind of like windmill watch station here. I don't think I can get over there. Tend the saffron. But I don't need saffron. And whatever this thing is, I can't actually interact with it. It's a neat detail, but otherwise not much going on. Alright, well, I think with this, it's a pretty good stopping point, at least for now. Frontier Arcana is... It's interesting, and I'm digging the aspect of going out into the Miasma to find resources and then bring them back and use them for things. That gives it kind of this fun exploration phase that I didn't really get out of games like Stardew, where I was in a much more like static position. And, you know, there was some exploration, but it was mostly going into a randomly generated mine, which wasn't that interesting. I just remembered I probably have a cotton plant planted back home that I've just been disregarding. But at least I've solved my wood issue. So I can go, let's see, I can go just forcibly grow a bunch of cotton and solve all of my problems. But anyway, so this game is available on Steam and Xbox. I don't actually know if it's available on Switch or PlayStation. Normally, developers send me these things, but I was just looking at the Games Pass. And I was like, oh, hey, here's a game that I haven't seen before. Oh, it's out today. Sweet. So I figured I'd show it off. And so, of course, that means if you are at all interested in picking this game up and you have access to the Microsoft Games Pass, then you are more than capable of just picking it up and playing it right now. Probably should have watered this. I haven't exactly looked into what watering does. It probably just gets it to grow on its own. Maybe. I do really like the fact that I'm using magic to grow plants and stuff here. There was another game called, oh, what was it called? Sunhaven, where it was also kind of a magical farming and crafting game. But there wasn't a whole lot of magic in it. I found that to actually be kind of a letdown. Cancel that. Okay, let's stop channeling. Harvest the cotton boll. Now if I start channeling again, can I channel on any of these other ones? Nope. Is that the only one? What about this one? Nope. Alright, so that's going to get Miasma no matter what, and we still don't know how to do the other thing. That's fine. Let's make that grill. Last thing that I was going to do. Basic grill craft. Gonna take 8 seconds. I'm not a big fan of the whole waiting for things to get done thing. If I'm doing, like, if I'm playing an automation game where you have to worry about that stuff, then I'm super fine with it. Looks like there are multiple tiers of grill, too. But if I'm just specifically making, like, 1 or 2 things, it doesn't feel as good to me. Okay, unfortunately we cannot make any cornbread. We can make catnip tea, so that gets us mana back. We can also grill apple. We did just get a bunch of those, and we also have apple butter. I think I'm going to ignore most of these, as they're not that helpful, probably. Yeah, we can make birch beer. Oh, I see. It's just telling me it's new. I guess, actually, let's go back to cooked produce. I don't like this UI as much. I wish it would actually tell me how many crab apples I had, otherwise. Materials used to make compost. Oh. So we got scraps occasionally created when working with the grill. Never let anything go to waste. That's kind of neat. Okay, fertilizer. Let's see, do we have enough? We do have the singular cotton boll, but I actually kind of wanted that for other things. I'm gonna make the blasting powder. And a miasma bulb. Yep. We have the way marker as well, but I don't care too much about that. We want the storage chest. Oh, I see. Couldn't make it because we were working on other things. But I need the storage chest just to get some stuff out of my hands. We also have the barrel, but it's just a decoration. I am way too utilitarian for that kind of thing. For better and for worst. Okay, but at least we got some better food and some other things, but I want that crafting stack. Oh, I guess we've got some corn, don't we? How much can I make? I can make 2 of these. I figure I might as well hoard them for the time being. But, anyway, rather than continue on, I think for now, this is a good stopping point. I'll come back to this later. Probably on my own, and maybe kind of report back on this game at some point. Because I think it's really neat, and I'd like to play more of it. And judging by how small that map is, it might not actually be a particularly long game. Like, it feels a little bit more on rails than a full sandbox. Which is... it's 6 of one, half a dozen than the other. Like, from my perspective, I prefer games to be more sandboxy than on rails. But I could see somebody that wants a more directed experience and more of a story to have a better time with it. Anyway, let's just snag some of this lavender and not push that. Oh, it grows faster if I water it. So I can only... forcibly grow things a couple times per day. But if I use the water, it grows naturally on its own. That actually makes a lot of sense. Really? There we go. Let's just sort my inventory. Cool, so now we've got a storage chest so I can put things around wherever I want. Anyway, so, with all of this said, if you guys like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, helps more than you know, and if you want to see more rad new indie games every single day, then hit subscribe because I've got tons to check out and show off. But with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.